Okay? Quick, calm explainer on Zimbabwe's constitution. Section 91, Section 95, Section 328. Do you need a referendum to introduce a 7-year presidential term, and could a sitting president benefit? Section 91, first. It's about how many terms a president can serve, not how long one term lasts. So if you're looking for 5 years or 7 years, you won't find it here. That's why I'll leave 91 at that. Section 95 is the key. It says the president's term runs until resignation, removal, or re-election. And, except as otherwise provided in this constitution, their terms of office are 5 years and coterminous with the life of Parliament. That phrase, except as otherwise provided, matters. It reads like a placeholder. 5 years is the default when nothing else in the constitution says otherwise. So, could Parliament, with the required supermajority, insert a new provision that says, a presidential term shall be 7 years? On the face of Section 95, yes, because that would be an otherwise provided clause, not a contradiction. It fills a gap the drafters left open. Now Section 328. This is where people worry about term limit protections and referendums. 328 protects term limit provisions, and it says you can't change them to benefit current office holders. It targets amendments to term limits. How many terms rules that cap tenure. If Parliament inserts a new clause that only changes the length of a single term, say from 5 to 7, without changing the number of terms, is that an amendment to a term limit provision? Arguably no. It's not increasing the number of bites at the apple. It's defining the size of each bite. That's duration, not limit. If that interpretation holds, then two things follow. First, a referendum wouldn't be required because you're not amending a protected term limit in the 328 sense. You're adding an otherwise provided rule that Section 95 anticipates. Second, the sitting president could benefit immediately because 328 to 7's bar on benefiting from an amendment to a term limit wouldn't apply to a pure duration clause. Could reasonable lawyers disagree? Absolutely. Some will argue that changing duration effectively changes the substance of term limits and should trigger 328's protections. Others will say the drafters could have said a presidential term is 5 years, full stop, but they didn't, and that choice leaves room for Parliament to legislate within the Constitution. My position is simple. On a plain reading, Sections 95 and 328 together don't require a referendum to set a 7-year term, and don't prohibit a sitting president from benefiting from that change. It's not an advocacy point, it's a textual point. Law is still my passion. I just haven't practiced in a while, so I'm staying in my lane. Sections 91, 95, 3 to 8. Read them closely. The door looks more open than most people think. That's it. If you found this useful, save it, share it, keep the discussion focused on the text.